Okay, ready?
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Tua just going to back this forward on the end around. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
3rd play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Tua. Wilson's got it complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Trent Taylor. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 12, 12, 12.
They go play action with Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Here we go, here we go.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon to about the 35, 2nd down. The Bengals at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
On 3rd down, Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal 1st down.
11.
He'll look to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 10 yards there and a Bengal first. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Runs through another. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Gets to chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Burrow looking to pass. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll set up to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
McPherson, as a rookie last year, made a league-leading 9 kicks from 50-plus yards and added to it in the playoffs with some other big kicks to help propel his team to the Super Bowl. But that time, unable to convert.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On the ready.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Okay.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Tua sets up to pass it. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Chase Edmonds from 10 yards out. And the Dolphins are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment. The Bengals drive about to get going. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So now the Cincinnati native, also former Bearcat, and now a Bengal, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone. Mostert hit, and he drops the ball. And the Bengals grab it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he's got it. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. They'll give it to Mixon. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing. Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. After the sack on first down, Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Finding space at the 40. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach. Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling? When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game. From the 38, Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Burrow. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the gun to give to Mixon. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Burrow will throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Inside handoff to Mixon. Down right around the 25. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 42 yards out. McPherson's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Taken in at the 3. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. So that's a solid start to the second half. You come out of the lockers losing, thinking you're kicking it away, not going to have it, but boom, the fumble, they get it right back.
I don't know whether they even drew that up on the board or was it just said, but they had to have it. They needed a spark to get them going here in the second half, and they got it right away.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Out route to Hill, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. Cedric Wilson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Two are going to try and throw for it, and that's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you, Toby.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
Let's go now.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts, because he definitely needs some assistance.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit, because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Sanders' kick is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Von Bell up to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Running the counter with Mostert. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. On the screen, this is Edmonds. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Mostert. He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Sanders' kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Hey, we gotta go score.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here we go, here we go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 96 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Here we go.
The offense on third down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10.
11 empty.
A draw play for Mixon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
McPherson's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he's out right at the 25.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Logan Wilson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to pass. Tua. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And going deep for Hill. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They find some open field here. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Takes it at the 7. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Tua now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
11, mighty. 11.
Here we go with Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone go.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Running left, it's Mixon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Again, it's Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
11.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals.